All right, folks, buckle up because we're diving into the electric heart-pumping saga of The Power of Love by Huey Lewis and the News. You know the one, the track that blasts like a DeLorean hitting 88 mph, horns slicing through the air, making you feel like you could time travel just by tapping your foot. It's that song that's wormed its way into every 80s montage, every wedding playlist, and probably your grandma's ringtone. But hold on, because behind those infectious hooks lies a story wilder than a flux capacitor meltdown. We're talking reluctant rockers, pajama jam sessions, and a deliberate snub of Hollywood cash that could have made Huey a billionaire. By the end of this, you'll be humming it differently, maybe even questioning if love really is tougher than diamonds, or just a sneaky way to avoid paying taxes. Let's crank it up. Imagine it's 1985. Shoulder pads are the height of fashion, Rubik's Cubes are still frustrating everyone, and Huey Lewis is already a bar band legend turned MTV darling with hits like Heart of Rock and Roll. But then, out of nowhere, Steven Spielberg's team comes knocking. They want a song for this little flick called Back to the Future. Huey's like, movie songs? Nah, those are career killers, too tied to the plot, forgotten when the VHS tapes gather dust. He's got a point. Think of all those theme tunes that vanished faster than Marty McFly's siblings in a family photo. But the producers persist, and Huey, ever the opportunist with a smirk, thinks, what the hell? Let's see if we can make lightning strike without getting zapped. Enter the spark, literally the conception of the tune. Guitarist Chris Hayes, bless his sniffly soul, is holed up at home, battling a nasty cold. Picture this. Dude's in his ratty pajamas, tissues everywhere, probably looking like a reject from a NyQuil ad. He's strumming away on his guitar, fever-dreaming riffs that could wake the dead. Out pops this killer chord progression, simple yet punchy, like a love potion mixed with Red Bull. Huey grabs it, straps on his Stratocaster, and bam, the lyrics flow like cheap wine at a high school reunion. But here's the cheeky twist. They deliberately avoid any Back to the Future spoilers. No mentions of time machines, no flux capacitors, no Great Scott exclamations. Why? Because Huey wanted a universal banger, not a plot summary set to music. Smart move, right? Imagine if it was all, don't need a DeLorean, don't take plutonium, talk about niche. Instead, we get lines that hit like a philosophical uppercut wrapped in pop candy. Take that opening zinger. The power of love is a curious thing. Curious? Understatement of the decade. It's Huey's nod to love's absolute absurdity, how it turns tough guys into weepy poets and cynics into serenaders. 1 minute you're a hawk, all predatory and aloof. Next you're a little white dove cooing and nesting. It's transformative nonsense, the kind that makes you wonder if Cupid's arrows are laced with hallucinogens. And get this, what if Huey was secretly riffing on his own life? Newly married with kids, he's channeling that domestic chaos into lyrics that scream, love's weird, but damn if it doesn't work. Ponder that next time you're arguing over the remote. Maybe it's just the power at play. Then comes the meat. Make a one man weep, make another man sing. Change a hawk to a little white dove. More than a feeling, that's the power of love. Boom! Direct swipe at Boston's More Than a Feeling, because why not poke the rock gods while you're at it? Huey's saying love isn't just vibes, it's a force that flips scripts. And oh, the puns write themselves. Love's curious, all right, like why do we fall for people who steal the blankets? It's the ultimate plot twist in the rom-com of life. Fast forward to the chorus where it gets gritty, tougher than diamonds, rich like cream. Diamonds. Sure, they're hard, but love's endurance laughs at that. It's the stuff that outlasts breakups, bankruptcies, and bad hair days. Huey's symbolizing strength beyond bling, a jab at 80s materialism where everyone was chasing Rolexes and Ferraris. Love's richer than cream. Think velvety, indulgent, but without the calories, unless you're talking emotional baggage, which packs on pounds faster than holiday feasts. What if diamonds were jealous? Hey, we're indestructible! Nah, buddy. Love's been shattering hearts and mending them since cavemen days. And don't get me started on don't need money, don't take fame, don't need no credit card to ride this train. Pure 80s satire gold. This is Huey thumbing his nose at the decade's excess. Wall Street wolves, cocaine cowboys, everyone flashing cash like it was confetti. He's saying love's the real ride, no Amex required. But ironic, huh? Coming from a band on the cusp of mega stardom. It's like a vegan preaching at a barbecue, cheeky, observational, and spot on. Imagine if Huey had leaned into the greed. Need all the money, take all the fame, max out that card on the Love Express. Would have been a hit in Gordon Gekko's boardroom, but nah, Huey keeps it real. Now let's talk album and release Shenanigans, because this is where the plot thickens like overcooked gravy. The Power of Love wasn't slapped onto their smash album Sports. That beast from 1983 with bangers like I Want a New Drug, which, fun aside, sparked that whole Ghostbusters lawsuit over sounding too much like the theme, but that's another rabbit hole. No, this tune was a standalone rocket, crafted fresh for the soundtrack. Released in June 1985 before the movie even hit theaters, it shot to #1 on the Billboard charts by August. We're talking pure chart domination, outselling everything but maybe Madonna's virginity metaphors. But here's the juicy unknown fact. The band turned down movie royalties for straight-up exposure. Points in Back to the Future? That could have been a goldmine. The film grossed over $380 million, making it the biggest hit of the year. Huey and crew said, "Nah, we'll take the promo." Bold move, like betting your house on a horse named Underdog. What if they'd taken the cut? Huey could have bought his own time machine, or at least a fleet of DeLoreans. Instead, they got airplay eternity. Shenanigans ensued. The songs in the film twice, bookending Marty's adventures, and Huey even cameos as a judge, shredding Marty's audition. Self-roast alert. Huey's basically mocking his own band's sound as too darn loud, classic. Rise to mythic status. Oh boy, this is where controversies brew like bad coffee. The song gets nominated for an Oscar, Best Original Song 1986. Huey's up against heavy hitters, but loses to Lionel Richie's Say You Say Me from White Nights. Snub City. Imagine the after-party. Huey nursing a drink, muttering, "Power of love, more like power of schmoozing." But culturally, it saturated the 80s like neon paint on a leg warmer. Back to the Future cements it as the anthem of nostalgia, popping up in ads, TV shows, even weddings where couples skate down aisles pretending to be Marty. Band cameos? Huey's Judge bit, plus the news blasting it in the film, meta as hell. And the ripple effects? It helped define 80s cheese, horns over synths, optimism over angst. Satirical swipe. While hair metal was screaming about parties and heartbreak, Huey was like, "Hold my beer, love's the real party crasher." But wait, the absurd what if. Suppose the song referenced the plot. Don't need a plutonium rod, don't take Doc's crazy schemes. Would have tanked harder than New Coke. Or imagine syncing it to the movie runtime. Fan theories swear if you play it on loop, it matches key scenes like Marty's wake-up or the clock tower climax. Coincidence? Or Huey's secret time travel hack? Mind blown. Legacy and lasting weirdness. Fast forward to now and the power of love is immortal. Modern revivals? It's in video games, TikTok dances, even that Broadway musical about the band's hits. Huey reflects on it fondly, saying it's more powerful than they realized. Family, endurance, all that jazz. But the weirdness? Fan theories galore. Some say it literally saves Marty's life in the film, blasting him awake after the Libyan chase. Others sync it to the runtime, claiming hidden Easter eggs. And Huey? In interviews, he's all humility. We just wanted a fun tune, but it became this cultural beast. Poking fun at 80s genius. Sure, the cheese is thick, big choruses, saxophone solos like a mating call, but damn if it doesn't age like fine wine. Or cream, rich and timeless? What if love's power flopped? We'd have no hoverboard dreams, no flux capacitor memes. Instead, it's the soundtrack to nostalgia revivals, from Stranger Things vibes to retro parties where folks dust off their members-only jackets. All right, that's the wild ride on the power of love, a song that proves love's curious, tough, and eternally cheeky. If this made you chuckle, nod, or blast the track, smash that like button, subscribe for more deep dives into 80s secrets, and drop a comment. What's your power of love story? Until next time, remember, don't need money, don't take fame, but a sub wouldn't hurt. Peace out.